Hello, welcome back to a new video. I hope that you're doing really well. In today's video we are finally upcycling this fireplace. We inherited this with the house. It has definitely been sat there for a good 30 years and I will show you why in a second, but it needed a little bit of an update. I see these all the time on Facebook Marketplace. It seems like people are kind of in agreement that they may be a little bit more old fashioned and people want a little bit more of a newer look. Considering that we don't know what we're doing with the fireplace just yet, I thought let's upcycle, because I love to make things, you know, bring their spark back, bring a little bit of life back into them, and I haven't done an upcycling project like this in a while. First, before we get into it, if you're new here, hello, I'm Sade. We love to do DIY around here. We have bought a new house in the last year and we are going around room by room starting to decorate them all, so if that's your jam then make sure you stick around and subscribe. So for inspiration, I have been looking at some Pinterest images, Instagram, anything that I can get my hands on that's given me a little bit of inspiration. I found it quite difficult with this fireplace because there's only so much you can do with it. A lot of the time now people have beautiful log burners and we've got this little plasticky thing, right? So yeah, I was looking at it this morning and I was like, I'm gonna make a start on it. I started chipping away and I realised it was gonna get messy and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to sand and everything. We've just cleaned the living room. If you've watched the last few videos, you know how much cleaning and how much effort we've put into the room. So I thought I'm gonna take it off the walls. Now, I had hoped that all it was that you just kind of hooked it over the top and placed it on so I could just pull it up and pull it off. No, as with everything in this house, it's 10 million more steps that we had to go through. So I started to try to lift it. It was a real big struggle. I got Rob downstairs. We were pulling at it for ages. We could feel it moving, but it just wasn't coming away. Eventually we managed to prise it away from the wall a little bit to see that there was some sort of huge anchor hanging onto it, which I don't know if you can see from around here. This big metal anchor is actually attached to the fireplace in the wall, like to the breeze block pretty much, with a huge wall plug attached, and then they plasterboard over the top of that once it's attached, and then plaster and paint and everything. What? It was a struggle. So I've ended up damaging the wall, which is really annoying because we've only just painted everything, but it's an easy patch up. When we pull the fireplace out, this little picture must have slipped behind. Also, at least in the future, I know that in order to get all of this sort of stuff off, it's just a couple of screws once we take the fireplace surround off, just in case we're considering patching over the fireplace and just making it a wall. But yeah, let's get this outside and get it cleaned up. It's so cold! I would give love to get away. It's getting dark feels like I've been here 1,000 years. Could you bring some light to me? Or just sit beside me? I got the curtains up. I guess it would be nice if you could interrupt. It's a day like this. It's a day I really would have missed. It's getting real dark in here. Feels like I've been here 1,000 years. Could you bring some light to me? hit a slight hurdle. I'm trying to just remain positive so that we don't lose our minds, but a little slight hurdle. Let me show you something positive first though. I've painted the fireplace with the paint and it looks pretty good. It might look a little bit better in daylight. It's dark outside and I've just got the lights on, so it's probably not looking the best. And it probably still looks a little bit patchy too because it's still drying, but that paint, it is super thick like I thought, and it's not nice at all, but it does get the job done, and it's a lovely, lovely matte black colour. Like, it kind of does come across like an iron, cast iron sort of vibe, which I like. Now, the issue at hand is, okay, I need to talk you through this. This is a problem. So I bought this wood filler. I spent £10 on this, and Rob, we were like, we're probably going to use the whole thing. So Rob just put the whole little tube that comes with it, which is like the activator, the hardener. You're meant to put a pea size of hardener in for every golf size ball of wood filler. You would think that they would put the right portion of this and this together, but as soon as he mixed it, within like 3 minutes, it had gone solid. Like, that wood filler has just gone absolutely rock hard. So he tried to start scraping it all on here and it just wasn't working. We panicked, we scraped it all off, and then I thought, okay, what else can we do? I had bought this, and the intention wasn't actually necessarily to use it here, but then I don't know what took over me. I just started to fill the little gaps that were in the side, and it's starting to go soft and tacky. We need to give it another hour or so. I don't have high hopes that this is going to work out to our best interest. In fact, I'm kind of thinking, should I just pull it off, because it's going to be awful to try and get off. It is. It's going to be horrible to try and get off tomorrow, because you've got to cut this stuff with a knife. Like, for example, this side's gone a little bit harder. It's just not looking good. So Rob's gone back out. He's gone to get another tub of this so that we can fill these from behind, and that will give us a better surface to then fill the patches of these better. We still have our normal filler, which I think we're just going to use because it's so much easier to work with. But he's also gone out to get another tub of wood filler that is already pre-made, so it's not going to go hard on us too quickly. I have been out and about this morning trying to figure out this fireplace surround situation. I'm not going to lie. Last night, yesterday, was a lot. I really felt defeated by this piece, and as of last night, it looked a hot mess, but I think we are clawing it back. So let me bring you up to date with what happened. Filled it, decided it wasn't going to work, ripped it out before it fully cured, but it has left loads of stuff on there. It's going to be hard to fill because we tried to use wood filler also, and it was just drinking it by the gallon. So we've ripped it out. The new idea is that we're going to use these strips. I've just been to I've just been into my garage and cut these strips of wood down. This is 3.6mm thick plywood. It is the thinnest stuff that I could get from B&Q, so because I didn't want to compromise all of the lovely design of the moulding around the fireplace. I've cut this down and I'm just going to fill it and caulk it just to smooth out the edges before painting, and hopefully it will look like the rest of the surround. We did end up actually using some filler to just smooth this section over last night, add as much as possible before today. I'm going to sand it all back and make it smooth. You can see some, you know, detail in there, but it will end up smooth. This section from the behind, because it had some big holes in it, we have used expanding foam just to fill it from behind, and then same idea, we're going to use some filler just to place over it. But again, in hindsight, I probably could have cut another little strip of this wood and just pinned it down, and that would have made it easier. I actually might do that because that might be an easier job than all of the faffing on that I'm doing at the minute. But yeah, and then also use filler just to fill in all of this little detail in here. I think I need to just do a second little round because it was hard to keep it in all of the gaps really smoothly. It kept pushing it out and pulling sections out, like you can see here, left these little tiny holes. So fill that again just to make it more prominent so that when I sand it back, everything is smooth. But yeah, this is how it looks. It doesn't look a pretty picture, but I'm hoping it will come together in the end. I'm gonna, no more nails, glue this down. This isn't something we're gonna keep forever. It's a temporary solution, so I'm not bothered about longevity. I just want it to look nice for Christmas. talk you through this as well. So it looks good. I was kind of hoping to paint the inside of the fireplace a lighter colour, just because it does feel like a bit of a big deep hole at the minute, but I think it still does look really nice. It needs a bit of a dust down. I did use a different paint for the inside. Rob actually painted this. He painted it with this Rustin's heat resistant black paint that I ordered from Amazon. It was relatively easy to paint on, and it just means that if in the future, either if us or I don't know, if anyone else were to own the home wanted to use this fireplace, it's not going to cause any potential damage. It is a couple of days later. I'm in my PJs because we are currently decorating the tree, so you will see that all in a very soon video to come. In a video soon to come. We've just been working on figuring out how to get the fireplace on the wall. Now, there are several ways you can do this. The most logical way that we found was to buy a fire surround kit, like mounting kit, and it's essentially a hook with a bent bracket on the back, and you can slot the fireplace surround on and off. Now, we didn't order it in time, and I'm very impatient, so Rob went out to B&Q and tried to find some alternatives, and he came out with this kit. Now, this is called a mending plate. I'll show you when it's all being mounted on, but this is made of zinc, which means it's a little bit malleable. You can bend it. Now, the reason we want to be able to bend it is because in order to slot it on and off the wall, it needs to not be flush with the wall. It needs to have a little bit of a gap between the wall and this plate where the L hook is going to hook onto, and that's hopefully going to hold everything in place. It's essentially the same as the kit that we were going to buy from Amazon. It's just a kind of DIY kit. So, for example, you just want to bend the plate a little bit like that. So now you can see it's a bit bent, and then you want to bend the edges down a little bit so they're more flat. So it kind of only bends off the middle. Before you actually start screwing it to the wall, you want to make sure that you can get your L bracket down the back. And then it's just a case of fixing it. Now, a little bit of drama over this side, but I'm happy to be the guinea pig for you guys. I was just going to use some normal wall plugs and stuff, but they weren't holding, and the back of our fireplace is a little bit dodgy. So we've ended up going with some grippets. We've had these for years and not really found a reason to use them. But they're essentially like hollow wall anchor plugs, except we can't put our hollow wall anchor plugs as deep as that because there's just breeze block right behind the plasterboard. So instead we're using this. This is a grippet. So when you put it into the wall, it looks like this, and then you turn the crosshead at the front, that opens out these little wings at the back, and then that's what hooks it onto the wall so it can't pull forward. So you can essentially mount really heavy things with these, mirrors, TVs and stuff. That's what we used to mount our TV in the old house. I'm gonna put a couple of these into the wall, put the mounting bracket on the wall, and then go in with the L-shaped bracket and hopefully just drop it all in its place. Fingers crossed. Take a crosshead screwdriver and you twist it, and you take your mounting bracket and put it in place. And you just keep turning those. You'll feel when they can't really go anymore, and that means they've really pulled up on themselves and they're secure against the plasterboard. So you feel a slight resistance, don't overturn it, that's that. And then just double check that you can get your L bracket behind there, and the great thing is you've also got a little bit of room, leeway each side, just in case you don't get it spot on your surround. It doesn't really matter where you mount it as long as it's in this region. I'm so over the moon, ecstatic with it. It looks like a really sophisticated fireplace in my personal humble opinion. I love the fact, like, Some people may think that it maybe lacks character now because it doesn't have the detailing on. I personally think it has notched it up so many levels on the sophistication charts. It's stunning. It's so nice. I love the white with the black and then this colour wall. I was worrying it was going to be a bit too monochrome and I should maybe have painted the surround the same colour as the wall. That's a potential option in the future if we want a little bit of change, but I'm obsessed. I'm so happy with it. Rob's just popped to the shops now just to grab me some wood because I want to put it in the fire grate that I got from Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below for you, but that's going to just help to bring this fireplace to life a little bit. It's not going to be used, but it's going to just feel and look so much better. I also have a chimney sheet in the chimney as well. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a large piece of firm felt with a handle that you pop up there and you can use it to block any strong winds and cold coming down the chimney. So it's going to help tremendously with keeping the living room warm and thus the rest of the house warm over the winter time. Save us some money on energy because this living room used to get cold, let me tell you. So yeah, can't wait to dress it all up. I'm now about to put the garland on it as well for Christmas, so make sure you catch that in another video. I hope you loved it. Leave any questions and comments down below and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys. Mwah.